Bills after this word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
It is simply known as Hail Flutie.
Caught by Boston College. I don't believe it. It's a touchdown. The Eagles win it.
It made Doug Flutie a star, and he's been winning ever since. Now, Flutie is in Buffalo, quarterbacking the Bills to 2 consecutive victories and once again bringing his magic to the field. His challenge today, future Hall of Famer Dan Marino and the Miami Dolphins. The best game of the day in the AFC is in Bills Stadium, Orchard Park, New York, as first-place Miami takes on the Buffalo Bills. It's crisp and windy in western New York with no chance of rain. The rugged AFC East is tight. The Dolphins lead by a game. Also today, New England against the Colts. The Jets later this afternoon at Kansas City. And a pleasant good afternoon, everyone, with Coach Sam White, Kevin Harlan. We've had a chance to watch Dan Marino on tape all week long. Shockingly, the 12th rated quarterback coming into today in the AFC. What do you think of his play?
Nothing wrong with this guy's arm. He's playing under a new system here, new terminology. Kimmy Brown's the new coordinator. Things will come around right now in that translation stage, but this guy can still do it in the fourth quarter.
Well, easily the most compelling story in the National Football League coming into this week. Bills quarterback Doug Flutie, about 9 years up in Canada where he was all everything. Now he's back in the NFL at the age of 36. What's your read on Flutie and his great play so far?
Well, everybody talks about his height, but it really never comes into play. He's an out-of-the-pocket kind of a quarterback, bootlegs and rollouts, and when he throws the ball, those offensive linemen fire out to get those defensive hands down. This guy is exciting, and he's going to be fun this afternoon.
Buckle up. Coming up next, the Miami Dolphins against the Buffalo Bills. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Bills Stadium, Orchard Park, New York, with Sam White, Kevin Harlan. Jimmy Johnson, in his 3rd year as the coach of the Miami Dolphins, brings a 5-2 record into today, and Wade Phillips in his 1st year after taking the place of Marv Levy, who retired.
Big afternoon today. 2 good quarterbacks, both veterans from different paths.
Murray the kickoff, and here we go from Buffalo. And it's Kevin Williams on the run, and he's up to the 31-yard line for the Buffalo Bills. Doug Flutie comes into today, Coach, as the 4th-rated NFL quarterback.
He had 6 MVP titles up there in Canada in 8 years. One of the most exciting quarterbacks playing today, and he has this town upside down. All you hear about is Flutie Flakes and Doug Flutie on Sunday.
He's got the league upside down.
He does. He's fun to watch.
So from the 31-yard line, Buffalo begins it. They played earlier in this season with Miami beating Buffalo 13-7. Thurman Thomas opens up in the backfield. 4 wide receivers deployed. And Flutie will go the other way, setting up a screen. It's Thomas, a block from Reuben Brown, and he's got a 1st down up to the 43-yard line. It's a gain of 14 on 1st down. Nice blocking up ahead for the great Thurman Thomas. Doug Flutie will have great blocking up ahead of him with left tackle Fina. Brown with that lead block. Ziegler. Panos comes from the Eagles, and Jerry Ostrowski, the right tackle. Antoine Smith will be the lead running back today, blocking back Gash. Moulds is now the #1 target. Reed is the veteran, and Lonnie Johnson is a pretty good receiving and an excellent blocking tight end. Antoine Smith is in. 1st down and 10 yards to go from the 45 for the Bills. 2nd play of the ball game. Gash is in motion, the expatriate. And a handoff goes to the 6'2 Antoine Smith, and Zach Thomas shoots right through and makes the tackle. Miami's defense is the 4th ranked in the NFL entering this afternoon. You just saw Zach Thomas. He leads the group from the linebacking corps, but on the line, good, young, and fast. Mixon, Bowens, Gardner coming off his best game as a pro, and the effervescent Jason Taylor. Robert Jones from the Rams and Cowboys, Thomas in the middle, and Derek Rogers outside. And in the secondary, quarterbacks Buckley and Sam Madison, emerging star. Brock Marion is one of the safeties on 2nd down and 11. Flutie, great time, good block by Ostrowski. Flutie's on the run, needs to get inside the 45 and is close to it. Out of bounds and about a half-yard shy after scrambling for 10 on 2nd and 11. Eric Moulds gave a nice block ahead.
Now watch out. Everybody stays in the game. When you've got a scrambling quarterback like this, nothing to the right. He goes to his left. Number 80, Eric Moulds. Now watch. You can see him down here in the bottom of the screen. He's going to be blocking. There he is right there. Just enough room to get the first down. Well, I guess they're a little bit short, though. It's going to be 3rd down short. But gave him that extra yard or 2.
You need those receivers to block.
Well, that's your touchdown block. The offensive linemen get you started. Running backs make somebody miss. Your touchdowns come from the down-the-field blocks by your wide receivers.
So it's 3rd down and 1 outside the Miami 45. First series of the ball game. A fake, a good play action. The blitz is on. Flutie throws. He's got a receiver. Andre Reed. First down to the Miami 20. It's a gain of 26. Flutie hung in the pocket with the blitz coming his way.
Well, you know, a good faker will keep his shoulders low, and he keeps the ball down in the gut of his stomach right here. Watch the fake. He's going to extend the ball. See the ball go out. The ball's down low. His shoulders are low. Flutie gets hit just as he lets it go, and he underthrows this one a little bit. But Andre Reed knows it's coming. Comes back with a big catch.
Jason Taylor has lost his shoe and is running off the field. Thus, they bring in Lorenzo Bromell. So Taylor is out. First down and 10 from the Miami 20 for the Bills. Opening drive of the game. Remersma, the tight end, is on the move. Flutie again to the air. Great time again. Fires a pass which is incomplete to Andre Reed. Reed just caught that 26-yarder. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Sam Madison that time. You're going to see the Miami Dolphins in what's called a press or a bump and run. Actually, there's a difference in my mind between a press and a bump and run. Bump and run is that good chuck at the line of scrimmage, and then you kind of trail. A press, you're all over them all the time. And Sam Madison and Terrell Buckley on the other side, you're looking at Sam Madison there. They're going to be pressing. They're going to be chasing, harassing, tough, tight coverage all afternoon.
Taylor back in, 2nd down and 10 from the 20. The pitch out goes to Antoine Smith, breaks a tackle in the backfield. That was Madison. Out of bounds he runs at about the 21-22-yard line. Forced out of bounds by Brock Marion, who Jimmy Johnson used to coach with the Dallas Cowboys.
Sam Madison had a chance for the tackle in the backfield, but he came up and he committed the cardinal sin. He lowered his head, ducked his head. When you duck your head, your shoulders go down, your hips come up, and of course a good running back will make you miss. Sam Madison knows it. Look at him shaking his head. He's saying to himself, now I know I was coached better than that.
Really, it's been Buckley who's been the lightning rod in terms of cornerbacks.
Yeah, all up to this point, but both cornerbacks do a good job in coverage.
Inside the 22, 3rd down and 11. Flutie shovel pass, and it's caught by Thurman Thomas. A flag is thrown as Thomas works his way to the 16 of Miami. And the Dolphins, by their body language, seem to say that it's against the Buffalo Bills. It is.
And it is. Smart play that time. Flutie's going to be out of pocket a lot today. He starts quickly out of the pocket on this one, and then the little shovel pass underneath. When he started quickly to his left, what it did was it made that defensive end widen.
Phil Luckett is our referee.
Offense, number 79. 10 yards. It remains 3rd down.
79 is 2-time Pro Bowler Reuben Brown, as good as there gets at the left guard.
Going to be a whale of a battle now between Darrell Gardner and Reuben Brown. These two guys are physical football players. All afternoon they're going to be going at it.
The penalty pushes Buffalo back outside the Miami 31, so it is 3rd down and 21 on the game's opening drive. Big play on this drive, a 26-yard pass to Andre Reed. Thomas is in the backfield, and Flutie, like he was in the Canadian Football League, is in the shotgun. Good time, moves up, throws into the end zone, and incomplete, looking for Reed, who is covered on the play by 2 defending Dolphins, and Patrick Surtain was back there. The Surtain is a good-looking rookie out of Southern Miss. It's incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
As good as the corners are, Terrell Buckley and Sam Madison in bump and run coverage and press coverage, I think this Patrick Surtain may be even better. He is all over them. Great reactions. That time the throw from Flutie was one just to put it in a spot and hope that Andre Reed could get there, and he didn't.
If Christie hits this, it would be a season long. It's from 49 yards away, and it is no good. Steve Christie missing. And Buffalo comes up empty on their first drive. Miami will take over at the 31. Dolphins take over for the first time today after a missed Buffalo field goal. Dan Marino turned 37 about a month ago.
Had 3 interceptions a week ago early in the game, but came back to put him in position to win with a field goal at the end in overtime.
Spotted the missed kick back to the 40-yard line. First down and 10 yards to go for Dan Marino. And the handoff to Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who is drilled at the 42-yard line. And up the middle, Price with the great stick. It'll be second down. Miami's offensive line, these guys have not missed a snap all season long. Webb, Dixon, Ruddy, Donnelly, and James Brown, the right tackle. Abdul-Jabbar, the ball carrier. Pritchett, the blocking back. Gadsden, along with McDuffie, the wideouts, and the tight end is Troy Drake.
Buffalo in a 4-man line. They'll switch between a 4-3 and a 3-4 all afternoon.
On the 42, second down and 8. Marino sets up, flips it on the wing. A spinning acrobatic catch by Abdul-Jabbar, and he's out to the 46-yard line, picking up 4 on the play and setting up third down and 4. John Holisek makes the stop, number 52. A good-looking middle linebacker. On the line for the Bills, Hansen, Washington, as good as there is at the nose tackle. Price and the great Bruce Smith at the right end. Linebackers, Holisek is flanked by Brandenburg, taking the place of Rogers and Gabe Northern. And in the secondary for the Bills, Irvin, Martin, Jones, and Thomas Smith. And Smith is having a Pro Bowl caliber season. Third and 4, Parmley in the backfield with Marino from the shotgun. Good time, swings a pass to O.J. McDuffie, dives for the first down and has it to the Bill 48. The ball loose, they blow it dead. Miami's got a first down and a gain of 6 through the air on 3rd and 4.
Dan Marino told us last night, he said, I love the shotgun. I don't even look at the ball. I'm not sure I even look the ball in. Because remember, a shotgun, you're catching a pass from the center. He's throwing it between his legs. He did there. O.J. McDuffie pivots and slides to the outside. Now, that's not a pattern where you're breaking out of the break. It's not a time throw. If the outside technique had taken away the outside, he would have slid back to the inside on that pattern.
Miami missed their last 8 first downs last week against New England. First down and 10 yards to go from the 48. They send Pritchett, the blocking back, in motion. The pitch out to Abdul-Jabbar. The block by Webb, who bulldozes over that line of the Buffalo Bills. And a gain of 5 by the very quick Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Abdul-Jabbar walked off the field after that last third down play looking like he was limping, but the left side, Dixon and Webb, look at the solid block, just a quick pitch and then turns upfield. Now here's the key to a pitch like that. At some point you make a decision and you start going north to south. The poor runners on the pitch keep going east and west. They're going towards that sideline and never commit upfield. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar knows how to commit.
And he's strong.
He's a strong runner. And not only that, but he can make the first guy miss for you.
Second down and 5. Abdul-Jabbar sent up the middle. Nice block by Dixon, 63, and Donnelly, 65. A gain of 4 on 2nd and 5. Brings up 3rd down and 1.
And the Buffalo Bills defense, trying to stop the run, are pursuing very quickly. Look for the bootleg or some kind of reverse not too far down the field. That time, Bruce Smith closed down tight, as did Gabe Northern, the outside linebacker to the Miami Dolphins left side. Remember, though, it's tough for a right-handed quarterback to roll out to his left, especially Dan Marino. He's more of a pocket guy.
Dolphins converted their last 3rd and 4. Now 3rd down and 1. Bernie Parmley is in the backfield. And Marino has platooned 3 wide receivers. Short drop, quick throw, dropped. Across the middle and dropped by Arambe Gadsden. A flag has been thrown. Gadsden dropped a crucial 3rd down catch last week against New England, but he had a couple good catches down the stretch, and holding is the call, and it's assessed the Buffalo Bills a break for the Dolphins.
Well, it is, and Dan Marino was having a heck of a time trying to get that play started. You notice it before the snap, he kept moving his feet up and down. He was trying to get somebody to go in motion, so somebody went to sleep.
Prior to the pass, holding, Buffalo, 5 yards, automatic, first down. Number 20.
That was against Thomas Smith. It's a 5-yard penalty, but an automatic first down when you've got a defensive hold like that.
Buffalo, one of the most heavily penalized teams in the National Football League, 6th coming into this weekend.
Nice balance so far. You know, Jimmy Johnson wants to run the ball, but Dan Marino, as you know, is still one of the premier passers, even at this stage of his career, and they're mixing it up beautifully so far.
On the Buffalo 34, 1st and 10. Marino pump fakes, going deep and floating it outside for Horace Copeland. Activated today, a guy who's had some problems in camp and in practice, dropping the football. You coached him at Tampa Bay.
I had him at Tampa Bay. He's a big, tall guy, can cover a lot of ground, but he is not a great catch. You see him come up, he never finds the ball. One thing that wasn't because he didn't catch the ball well, that's because he didn't read the timing. He's got to make a quick move and go. That time he spent way too much time trying to freeze the cornerback, Kid Irvin.
Miami drive began back at the 40. At the Buffalo 34, 7th play coming up, 2nd down and 10. Abdul-Jabbar slithering his way down inside the 29-yard line and perhaps picking up 5. John Holisek, who is the leading tackler for the Bills, makes the stop on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
That time this is a running play. Now watch Marino reach. He's going to hold the ball out. See how long he holds the ball? The reason he does that is as long as the ball is exposed like that, the linebackers have to stay honest. So in a little while when he reaches out and then pulls the ball back at the last second, you've got the linebackers a little out of position.
And that may be the one thing that Marino is always, or any quarterback, will always look at the linebackers.
The linebackers stand between you and the reception. They're the underneath receivers. They're the intercept people.
3rd and 4. 4 wide receivers. Marino from the gun. Great block from Donnelly. Throws a 1st down pass, and it's caught by Lamar Thomas. A gain of 17 on 3rd and 4. And Marino, for his 2nd time today, goes through the air and gets a 1st down throwing the ball.
Out of the shotgun, Marino likes it. Just coming from the inside, outside to the inside. Lamar Thomas, another one of my guys in Tampa. They're all up here. Horace Copeland, Lamar Thomas. Kippy Brown was with me there, the offensive coordinator, 1st time this year. Terrific coach, and both these teams are very good once they get into the red zone, and that's where Miami finds himself.
McDuffie at the bottom of his screen. 1st down and 10 from the Bills 13. It's Abdul-Jabbar, a lead block coming from Pritchett and shut down easily by Henry Jones. No gain on the play. 2nd down and 10.
Henry Jones is a safety. Now, you can't get a hat on everybody. Remember, both teams have 11 players. The quarterback can't block anybody, so you can't block the last safety. He comes up in quick pursuit, mainly because there's nothing deep to defend. They're inside the 15-yard line. Solid tackle there, though. That was shoulder pad, hips down, bend at the knees, not at the waist. Good tacklers will bend at the knees. When you bend at the waist, you lose your balance. Your center of gravity shifts. When you bend at the knees, you have that uncoil into the tackle.
First time the Dolphins have had it all day after a missed field goal by Buffalo. 10th play of the drive, 2nd down and 10. And he throws it outside. Abdul-Jabbar, a foot race with the rookie linebacker Howard. And out of bounds goes Abdul-Jabbar at about the 7-yard line, picking up 5 and setting up 3rd down and 5.
Dan Marino still has everything experience brings. Watch him look down the field, eyes down the field, last second, not there, quick, out to the outside. No wasted motion, no indecision. As soon as his receiver down the field, his primary receiver's not there, he goes off to his alternate.
Marino's been hot on this drive.
4 out of 5 completions, and when you're moving the ball like that, you don't mind running every now and then because you know you can come back and get that completion throwing the football.
Bills' defense has been great in the 1st quarter this year. It's 3rd down and 5. Parmley in the backfield. Marino from the gun. With time, throws. Short of the 1st down pass caught by Lamar Thomas. He offered a 17-yard catch earlier. A flag is down on the play. And they give his forward progress just outside the Buffalo 5-yard line.
And it's going to go against Miami, I believe. The illegal procedure. Somebody must have moved. Would have been an interesting decision for Jimmy Johnson on 4th and 1.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 76. 5 yards, it remains 3rd down.
76 is right tackle James Brown.
Both these teams very good in the red zone. 66% for Miami. 10 trips down or 15 trips into the red zone. They've scored 10 touchdowns. Buffalo even better at almost 74%.
Penalty moves it to the 12. It's 3rd down and 10 on the 11th play of a drive orchestrated by future Hall of Famer Dan Marino. Harmley's in the backfield. Good block by Dixon. A throw down the middle, caught, and he is in for the touchdown. Oronde Gadsden.
Marino pass complete for a touchdown to number 86. Oronde Gadsden.
12-yard touchdown pass. Miami on their first possession up.
And another touchdown. That makes them 11 for 16 going in. Quick throw. Marino looks to the right. Nothing there. It's alternate receiver Oronde Gadsden. In August of this year, he's playing indoor in arena football. And here he is scoring the opening touchdown of one of the biggest games between two contenders this week.
Mare's extra point is in. A good-looking drive engineered by quarterback Dan Marino. His 9th touchdown pass of the season. He puts the Dolphins up by 7.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl. Oldsmobile and your local Oldsmobile dealers. And by IBM. Are you ready for e-business?
Back at Bills Stadium, Miami scores their first quarter touchdown in 10 games. And now we'll kick off, and here's Mare from the 30. And deep back, they've got Moulds and Kevin Williams. And Sam Gash lassos this at the 15 with one hand, and then sledgehammers his way up to the 30-yard line where he'll be taken down. And tackled by Walker. Doug Flutie trails 7-0.
Race brothers leaving the nest.
If he goes, it's just me and her.
And that means
I get to spend more time with all of you.
All New Raymond, CBS Monday.
Back at Bills Stadium, Orchard Park, New York, with Sam White's Kevin Harlan. Miami on top with the touchdown pass at 12 yards from Dan Marino to Oronde Gadsden. This will be the second possession for Doug Flutie. He took his team deep in Miami territory the first time the Bills had it today.
Good drive. Fun game when the offense is moving. Defensive battles aren't as much fun for, you know, the casual spectator like yourself.
On the 31. First down and 10. Here comes Antoine Smith trying to carve something up the middle and picks up 2, setting up 2nd down and 8. And in the middle there was Daryl Gardner. Miami drove 11 plays, 60 yards. And the one thing that was impressive about Marino on that drive, he was 5 of 6 for 43 yards. He converted 3rd and 4, 3rd and 4, and 3rd and 10 on the drive.
Touchdown. Listen, Dan Marino is still an integral part of this. A lot has been said about the running game and how much Jimmy Johnson wants to run the football. Everybody wants to be able to run the football because there are times in the game, especially late in the ball game, when you have to have it.
Marino also hit 4 different receivers. 2nd down and 8. Play action by Flutie up the middle came the defense, and a pass is out of the reach of intended receiver Andre Reed. He was covered by safety Brock Marion.
No chance that time. The play action didn't fool anybody. And when you've got to throw the ball quick, play action means the quarterback's got to take his eyes off the defense for an instant. He's got to look the ball in to sell the fake, and then he's got to get his head around quickly to find a receiver down the field. When you turn around and there's somebody in your face, that's the end of that play.
And the receiver that he has sought on 4 of his 5 passes has been Andre Reed.
Well, why not? 14 years he's been doing it.
Thurman Thomas in the backfield, 3rd down and 8 on the Buffalo 33. Good block by Thomas. Downfield he throws, and while the receiver was cutting in, the pass went out. Incomplete. 3 and out for the Buffalo Bills. He was looking downfield for Quinn Early.
Quinn Early broke the pattern off. Looked like that Doug Flutie thought he was going to move on up the sideline, or maybe there's a read. You know, sometimes when you get a roll up, what I mean by that is the corner has the short outside and the safety takes the deep outside, that you try to split the sideline. And it looked like that's what Doug Flutie thought that Quinn Early was going to do. He did not. Quinn Early, you know, first year with the ball club.
Game's first punt, Chris Moore sends it skyward for the Buffalo Bills, and Terrell Buckley is back with the catch at about the 19-yard line. And the ex-Green Bay Packer dives up to the 26 on a return of 7 yards after a punt of 47. We'll get another look at Dan Marino as the Buffalo offense staggers there, and they got to punt it away to the Dolphins.
Becker. His friends put up with him.
Bite me.
But his patients can't live without him.
Where do babies come from?
Europe.
Becker, premieres CBS Monday.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the NASDAQ stock market and by Fram Filters. Pay a little more now or pay a lot later.
Still in the first quarter, Dolphins on top 7-0 on a Marino touchdown pass. Second Miami possession here from the 26-yard line. 1st and 10. And play action. Marino has time, slings a pass, and it is caught with a flag thrown. McDuffie got the pass, but it looks like they blew the play dead before it had a chance to get going.
They did. I think Richmond Webb moved before the snap, and the play was called dead. I don't think anybody could hear it because of the crowd noise.
It is loud.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 84. 5 yards, it remains, first down.
That's the second offensive line penalty on the Dolphins in the first quarter. The first on the tight end, Troy Drayton.
Well, you know, when the crowd noise gets loud, you try to anticipate the rhythm of the snap count. I used to tell my quarterbacks, when he gets like this, try to early in the game go in the same snap count for a while so they know he's coming. At least we don't make that mistake.
1st and 15 from the 21. Abdul-Jabbar breaking a tackle. Great block by McDuffie, and up there goes Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to the 34. Tackled by outside linebacker Gabe Northern. On 1st and 15, it's a gain of 12 yards by Abdul-Jabbar.
And you notice this time the Buffalo Bills are in their 3-4 defense. Running outside. Good block outside by the wide receiver. Just keeps on blocking. That was O.J. McDuffie. But the first drive, Buffalo was in a 4-down lineman, 3 linebackers. This time they put in Sam Cowart, the rookie from FSU, and they go to 3-down linemen and 4 linebackers.
2nd down and 3 from the 34. And off again to Abdul-Jabbar. And from behind the line of scrimmage, he found Bruce Smith. 10-time Pro Bowler, 35 years old now in his 14th NFL season.
Now Bruce Smith's going to come from the backside. He's coming from back in here, and he is closing quickly flat down the line. That leaves yourself open for bootlegs or for possible reverses. Dan Marino doesn't run a lot of bootlegs, so their game plan is we're going to close down tight and make some of those tackles that Bruce Smith just made.
Slowed by an injury still is Smith. It's 3rd down and 4. The Dolphins in 3rd down this year from the 33. Shotgun to Marino. A block by Ruddy. A bobbled catch is made, but not for a first down. Bernie Parmley brought it in, but seems to be about a yard shy of the first down. He needed 4. He may have gotten 3.5. Henry Jones, the safety, was there to close the door.
Miami giving Marino plenty of time. That was reminiscent of last week. Doug Flutie throwing the little shovel pass at the last second. Marino finally ran out of time and just pushed it forward, but that's going to be short. And I don't see Jimmy Johnson going forward at this stage of the ball game, backed up in his own territory.
These two teams on pretty good winning streaks. Johnson's Dolphins have won 2 in a row, including an overtime win over New England last week, 12-9. And you can see they're about a length shy.
Oh,
what would you do? Would you go for it?
I would not on the road backed up like this, but I'm looking at Jimmy, and he's sure considering it. I don't think so. But he's going for it. You can hear him say, go for it. The downside loss is great, but they do have a 7-point lead. So maybe they feel like they've got the cushion right now. They'll go ahead and take a chance. If they don't, the defense is doing such a good job of holding the Buffalo Bills that they'll gamble that they can hold them again if they don't make it. But look, they've only got an inch to go.
Pritchett has come in. The Dolphins, look at them huddle so close. The noise is deafening. This place, noise has feel in Buffalo.
It does, and it'll also affect the snap count, which is crucial on a play like this.
It's Abdul-Jabbar stuck in the backfield. Gabe Northern. The gamble didn't pay off. And Buffalo has it at the Miami 34.
Penetration. The defensive line just sold out, came hard up the field right there. And Gabe Northern coming in from the backside. Number 99. They couldn't put a hat on everybody. Offensively, the Dolphins could not. And that's the downside. When I said the downside loss is great, they're going to experience it now.
They created their
Dolphins can't convert. Sam White on 4th and inches from their own 34. Buffalo gets it back.
Well, I think Jimmy Johnson was saying, look, we've only given up a little over 11 points a ball game. We lead the NFL in that category. I believe in my defense if we don't make the first down.
And a handoff to Antoine Smith, who hurdles a defender and is down to the 30, picking up 4 on 1st and 10. Zach Thomas, the tackle. This is, by the way, the one defense in the league which has allowed the fewest points, just 79 coming in to today. But I guess the question has to be asked, how long can the defense carry this team?
Well, you don't want to leave your defense on the field in any one game very long, and you want your offense to be scoring a lot of points off and on, at least, to give that defense a break. The defense, by the way, has allowed opponents into that red zone only 10 times all year long.
2nd down and 6. Flutie being chased by Mixon. Throws a pass and coming back for it. And the reception is made. A great catch by Eric Moulds. We throw our pass to Jim Nance at our CBS studios in New York.
All right, Kevin and Sam, check it out. Peyton Manning, remember the hot hand he had in his last game against the 49ers? He continues today. Colts are in. Touchdown pass to Warren. 7-7 as they start now the second quarter. Back to you.
Miami plays Indianapolis next week.
Peyton Manning getting better and better each week. You know, as you watch this kid develop, he keeps making fewer mistakes. He's not repeating things. That's the good news for the Colts.
5-yard gain by Moulds. It's now 3rd down and 1 from the Dolphin 25. Good time for Flutie. Sidearm delivery. Leaping catch made by Andre Reed. First down, gain of 10 to the Dolphin 15-yard line. He beat Brock Marion.
In talking to Doug Flutie last night, he said quarterbacking is about decisions, making the right decisions once that ball is snapped. He wanted to go deep down the field. It was covered. Look at Reed right here. He's going to break to the outside. He's got the chance. Not a very good throw, but Andre Reed makes it a completion, and it'll look good in the paper tomorrow.
So the drive stayed alive by the pass from Flutie to Reed. 7-0 Dolphins at the end of 1. A Dan Marino touchdown pass. Buffalo's on the move. We begin the second quarter with a 3rd and 1 for the Buffalo Bills against the number 2 defense in the NFL and stopping 3rd downs Miami's.
They gave him a first down. It looks like he got a 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
And the handoff goes to Antoine Smith, who bounces outside. And he is wrestled down by Derek Rogers. So it is a first down at the end of that first quarter. And let's take a look at the 2 quarterbacks today. Flutie on the Bills and Dan Marino with the touchdown pass for the Dolphins. 2
record-setting quarterbacks really over their careers. Flutie right here with 102. Now that leads the league. If you finish with 102, you're usually leading the league in that quarterback rating system, which is a very complicated thing. But mainly, it comes right down to how many games you win. That's how you evaluate quarterbacks.
2nd down 12. From the Miami 17. Flutie in the shotgun, and Thurman Thomas will take it for a gain of 3 inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Thurman Thomas, 32 years old, and the one thing that stands out about his career is he has 8 consecutive 1,000-yard seasons up until last year. And there's a player down, John Fina, who is the left tackle for the Bills.
Boy, he just came shooting back. He got surprised by somebody on that defensive side of the ball. John Fina, number 1 pick back in 1992. Solid left tackle.
2 pretty good red zone defenses involved today, and touchdowns allowed. We'll see how Miami will handle the Buffalo Bills deep in their own territory. Just into the second quarter here at Bills Stadium, Orchard Park, New York. And Miami on top. The Dolphins defense tested right now. Buffalo facing 3rd and 9.
And very good. They've made 19 trips down here to the red zone this year, and they've scored 14 touchdowns. We mentioned earlier, over 73%.
Flutie in the shotgun from the Miami 14. Great red zone offense. A block by the tackle Robert Hicks buys time for Flutie, running out of room, throws a pass, and it is caught. They have not signaled a touchdown. And the 2 officials meeting right there to decide if it's in or not. The catch was made by Andre Reed down shy of the goal line. All 3 catches by Reed today have been made on 3rd down. That one good for 13, but not into the end zone. 1st and goal, Buffalo.
Let me tell you something. Doug Flutie is electric. He goes, he's looking and he's going to roll to his right. Now, when you go to your right, every quarterback coach, Turk Schoenert is his coach, says never throw back to the middle when you roll to the right. Look at him. Throws back to the middle and gets away with it to the 1-inch line. And Doug Flutie, not only is he electric after the ball snapped, he's electric after the whistle blows, too.
So now the 7th play of the drive. Smith is in the backfield. Gash is the lead back, and that's how far they got to go on 1st and goal. Riemersma, the tight end, is moving. Fake handoff. Flutie to the end zone. Touchdown, Riemersma.
The key to a good ball handling is the extension of the ball. You see it, and look at the head and eyes kind of drop and follow the ball for an instant. Good carrying out of the fake by the ball carrier, and Riemersma is wide open. Nobody covering him. They're all playing the run.
Christie with the extra point. He ties the game at 7 apiece. We're just into the 2nd quarter here in chilly Orchard Park, New York. A touchdown pass by Flutie. A touchdown pass by Marino. We're talking.
KFC. I know it, you got bucket on the brain. Looky here. I also make this enormous chunky chicken pot pie. Chunks of chicken, loads of veggies. Look at that crust. Just $3.99 with a drink. See, I make a whole lot more than fried chicken in a bucket, because I am a chicken genius. At KFC, we do chicken right, and not just in a bucket, neither.
To the world at large, we are merely germs. But today, we stand united, knowing the glorious reward that awaits every one of us. Are we ready?
Ready, sir.
It's not TV. It's HBO.
This moment will live forever.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the all-new Grand Am with solid form design from Pontiac. First Union, your guide to the financial world. And by KFC, home of new Colonel's Chunky Chicken Pot Pie. At KFC, we do chicken right.
Well, looks like the backfire by Jimmy Johnson on 4th and inches from his own 34-yard line backfired because Buffalo comes in with the touchdown pass and ties the game at 7.
Well, they had the short field to go. A lot to ask of your defense. If the defense had been solid, and that's what Jimmy was counting on, it didn't work out.
Kickoff by Christie. Deep back, Avery and Brock Marion. And this is Avery, the fastest Dolphin, from the 6-yard line for Miami. He's up to the 26. And tackled on the play by Sean Moran. The touchdown pass again.
Now watch the technique right here. Flutie looks and extends the ball. It goes right. Now look, the ball carrier tucks the ball and keeps running. The shoulders are down. Flutie's shoulders are down. His head follows the ball for just a count. Riemersma, you can see it right there, but he hits for just an instant and then just slides away. He lets the defender think that he just beat Jay Riemersma on the block, and instead he's wide open for the touchdown.
Flutie on that drive, 4 of 4 for 29 yards, and Reed was instrumental. So now how does Miami respond? Here is Dan Marino with Avery in the backfield. On the 26, Pritchett, the blocking back. Marino goes right to work and throws a pass, which is caught by tight end Troy Drayton. His 15th catch of the year, and he picks up 9 on 1st down. Tackled by the linebacker Coward. Coming up in the NASDAQ halftime report, join Jim Nance, Marcus Allen, Brent Jones, and George Seifert. They'll have all the scores and highlights. Plus, look at how some NFL players made Halloween special for a bunch of kids. All coming up in the NASDAQ halftime report. Hope you got a chance to watch Lawrence Taylor and Jim Nance talking in the pregame show. Very interesting.
Very interesting.
2nd down and 1. And Avery, the rookie out of Mississippi in their 1st-round draft choice, tries to go ahead and comes near a 1st down, but appears again to be just shy. Avery Johnson told us last night the fastest Dolphin. There was a lot of thought that maybe Jimmy would try to trade up and look for a wide receiver. But this is a team based now on the run after changing their offense. And so they went with the running back, a very quick kid, a good kick returner too, and Avery out of Mississippi.
Well, that's the other thing. He's a good kickoff return man, and he is very good in open space. He'll be trying to get him the ball in open space. You know, Jimmy told us yesterday, too, that he does not trade up very often. Probably 3 or 4 trade downs during the draft to get extra picks to every one that he trades up.
They give him the first down at the 36. And Marino has to burn one of his timeouts. He saw something he didn't like, and he'll go over and talk with Jimmy Johnson.
The Dolphins take a lot of time in the huddle. They spend enough time where they can't adjust at the line if they get late.
Timeout Miami.
Another mountain has risen. A mountain called First Union. With 16 million customers, the nation's 8th largest brokerage and 6th largest bank. For a new perspective of the financial world, come to the mountain called First Union. Or if you prefer, the mountain will come to you.
Where will the world's next great city be built? It could be Russia, China, Brazil, or maybe somewhere in between. Whatever it is, wherever it is, make something.
Dan Marino saw the 20. Actually, it was a 40-second clock ticking down a moment ago. He's standing under center, and as he glances up, you see it high in the stands right there. He can tell how much time he has. Remember, there's 40 seconds between each play. After a timeout or something, they have a 25-second clock. But the quarterback knows if he runs out of time, just call timeout. Don't waste a play.
So 2 timeouts remaining for Miami. It is a first down for the Dolphins, and they've got it at the 37-yard line. Marino is 7 of 8 so far, throwing the ball. He misses a second pass. No one was there. It's incomplete. A receiver, Rondé Gadsden, had gone up. Bruce Smith held out his calling card coming up the middle.
Bruce Smith tries to come outside. He's getting pushed by. Dan Marino feels that the time has run out on him. That time it's Sam Coward. Looked like coming in there, the linebacker in the 3-4 defense. He just threw the ball out to the outside. There was no receiver. Legitimate complaint by the Buffalo Bills that time.
Marino had hit his last 5 passes until that miss.
Better to throw an incomplete than take a sack.
Second down and 10. We're tied at 7 early in the second quarter. The handoff goes to the elusive John Avery. And Avery picks up 4 yards. That'll set up 3rd down and 6, and the tackle made by Phil Hansen on the defensive line. As you take a look at Doug Flutie.
This time it's that stretch play to the left side. Now watch how far he reaches. What it does is it spreads the defense left and right. And then the holes open up. They're not really, the offensive line is not trying to push the defensive line backwards. They're just trying to separate them with the stretch of the running back that he can cut back or cut straight up the field.
It's quite a lunge by the quarterback, too.
He's got to keep running. He can't take a step or 2 and stop.
3rd and 6, 5 receivers. Marino being chased by Smith. Hit by Smith. The pass is caught downfield. Great catch by Gadsden. He's at the 31 of Buffalo and a first down and a pickup of 29. A scrambling Dan Marino hits Gadsden.
And I bet you that Dan Marino could feel Bruce Smith coming from the backside. He's coming up now. He's to Dan Marino's backside. Dan is scrolling to his right. 2 good friends. They've both been in the league a long time. They are frequently together on charity events, and I guarantee, and Dan told us last night he hadn't spoken to him because they're playing. That's probably the first conversation they'd had.
So on 3rd and 6, a gain of 29, and Gadsden with 2 big catches for 41 yards, taking a breather from the Buffalo 30. Avery tackled behind the line of scrimmage, and he's brought down by Hansen. A loss of 3. The NFL comes alive on CBS Sportsline. Check out the game plan feature for in-depth team reports, roster moves, and coaches' decisions on your favorite team at cbs.sportsline.com.
Good football game. Both teams playing smart football, not making mistakes, just one team playing slightly better on one play over the other.
3 receivers on 2nd and 13 from the Buffalo 33. On the 7th play of the drive, Avery again gets the call. Hopping and skipping and picking and poking his way inside the 30. And he's to the 28, picking up 5. Eric Smedley makes the tackle from the secondary for the Bills.
Right at the end right there, you can hear the umpire saying, easy, easy. Ball players are taught, you play until you hear that whistle. You're coming in full speed. You never know when the ball is going to come out loose, and you just find yourself luckily in the right spot, place. Avery is a quick, fast running back, and when you're darting left and right, you get hit from the blind side a lot, and that sometimes causes a fumble.
Marino now 3rd and 8. He has to get inside the Buffalo Bill 20. 4 wide receivers. He's going deep into the end zone. What a catch is made at the 1-yard line by Gadsden. This kid is phenomenal. 1st and goal, Miami.
Oronde Gadsden. Now, they've been all year long, you hear people say that the Miami Dolphins don't have the same group of receivers that they've had in the past when they had Clayton and all the guys that Dan Marino's thrown to his entire career, but nobody has made a better catch for Dan Marino than that one.
This kid was playing in the World League, in the Arena League. They took a flyer on him in camp, and look what he's done today in a huge game for the Dolphins.
Just a little step and go. Safety didn't get there.
1st and goal. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar knocked down by linebacker Sam Coward, who has just voted the NFL Defensive Rookie of the Month in the National Football League. A loss of about a yard. 2nd down and goal. They love this kid out of Florida State.
I'll tell you what, I really like him. He was the 39th pick overall. He's a fast receiver. Nothing helps a linebacker more than speed, because sometimes you don't go the right way all the time, especially a rookie, and you have to recover. If you've got speed, you can still make the play.
2nd down and goal. Abdul-Jabbar in for the touchdown. Miami back on top.
That one belongs to the offensive line of the Miami Dolphins. Ruddy, Donnelly, Brown, all of them got movement on the defensive line. Big Ted Washington, who is as fine an interior defensive lineman against the run as there is, not enough on that play. Look at the movement by the offensive line. Now, actually, Phil Hansen takes one offensive lineman, Ruddy, out of the play, but there's plenty of movement behind him, enough for the touchdown.
So Miami answers the Buffalo touchdown pass of Flutie with a good-looking drive of their own. Mare with the extra point. 6:54 to play in the first half. Oronde Gadsden off is a wonderful Miami drive with catches of 29 and 27 yards.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Stanley. Whatever it is, wherever it is, make something great. And by Claritin.
Autumn in Western New York with Sam Weich, Kevin Harlan, Dan Marino, and the Dolphins lead the Buffalo Bills 14-7. Miami came into today leading Buffalo, New England, and the Jets by 1 game in the rugged AFC East. Following a 1-yard touchdown run by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and a great-looking drive by Gadsden with a couple 3rd down receptions. It's the kickoff, and Kevin Williams inside the 15, racing to the sideline and knocked out of bounds nicely by the Dolphins' Brian Walker. So Flutie and Buffalo will get it back. Monday on CBS, more and more people are discovering why everybody loves Raymond, the funniest show on television. Catch an all-new episode of Monday's #1 comedy on Mondays, right here on CBS.
Much like life around your house, isn't it?
Very much so, yes. From the 29-yard line, 1st down and 10 for the Buffalo Bills. Thurman Thomas again opens up on this drive in the backfield, coupled with Sam Gash. Tight end 84 Johnson rearranges himself. And Flutie will hand off, and Thurman Thomas up to the 32-yard line, gaining 3. Thomas excelling, Sam, and now what has been his new role as a 3rd down specialist. Although we've seen him on 1st down a couple times today, asked to play a lesser role. His acceptance has been a smooth transition for this team.
Well, it's because he's a big-time pro. He's a guy that's led the league in yards from scrimmage 4 times in his career, back 89 through 92. And he understands that there's a changing of the guard going on, but he has a vital role in the 3rd down and, of course, substituting on occasion on 1st and 2nd. 2nd
down 7. Quick count by Flutie. Great time looking for Reed. Intercepted by Buckley. Buckley has been a target of offenses throughout the year. He's been penalized 8 times in what is now this new press coverage exclusively employed by the secondary. This time Buckley comes up with an interception.
Now you get one hand on him inside 5 yards. Anything after that's illegal. Looks like there's some jousting going on. The crowd here is seeing that on film, and they're agreeing with Buffalo head coach Wade Phillips that that was interference, not an interception. But you're right. Everybody has gone after Buckley. He's given up a few big plays, but he hasn't given up the touchdown, at least not of late. But they're going to, anytime you give up some big plays, you're going to see another long pass or two the next week. This one may keep him away from him for a while.
Gave up the game-winning touchdown against Jacksonville. But here is a player who has been a marked man that comes up with a huge play for the Dolphins there.
By the way, I don't think that's interference. That kind of stuff is just something you have to live with.
1st and 10. Marino right to work into the sideline. He throws. He was looking for receiver Lamar Thomas. But again, nothing in the vicinity except Buffalo Bills, including linebacker Gabe Northern. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10.
Wade Phillips is really working the officials right now, not only because of the interference that he thought should have been called in the last play, but that's the 2nd time Dan Marino's thrown the ball with no one around. But when the ball comes out clean and with authority like that, many times the official says, well, the receiver just ran the wrong route.
2nd down and 10. From the 32. Marino tried to rifle it down the middle. It's incomplete. Setting up 3rd and 10. Abdul-Jabbar was in his sights. And that interception by Buckley, the 11th by the Dolphins this year, and that surpasses what they had all of '97. They had 10 last year. That was number 11 this year. And Buckley records his 4th of the season.
You know, and they credit that to the fact that a lot of it to Bill Bradley, their defensive backfield coach. A lot of physical, bump and run, pressure all the way down the field. Dick Roach was their defensive backfield coach before. He's more of a technique guy. They like the idea of getting in your face and challenging the receivers.
3rd down and 10. Good time by Marino. Hanson's got him, and he's finished up by Smith. What a 1-2 punch the Buffalo Bills pack on that defensive line.
Here's Bruce Smith coming up on a little move to the inside along with Hanson. You see Hanson right there gets the first grab. Here comes Bruce Smith to finish him off. No way to throw that ball away that time. Had Dan Marino tried to throw it away, there'd been a penalty from that point back.
Miami's first punt today, Wilmsmeyer. Bad-looking punt. Bouncing at about the 46 and then out of bounds near the 44. So the Dolphins can't cash in on the Buckley interception of Flutie. It's a 35-yard punt by Klaus Wilmsmeyer, who is still in search of a more consistent hang time. Monday on CBS, it's Ted Danson like you've never seen him before. He's outspoken, not so politically correct doctor who's not afraid to speak his mind. Don't miss the premiere of Monday night's newest comedy, Becker, tomorrow night, right here on CBS.
That's your kind of humor, isn't it, Kevin?
Oh, you've got your humor is my kind of humor.
Well, that's my kind of humor right there. I love Ted Danson.
This game kind of goes back to one of the pivotal plays in the game where Buffalo gained some momentum. That was a 4th and 1 gamble by Johnson, but the Dolphins have covered it up. Yet that will, I think, be rehashed many times in Miami.
Bits on the outcome of this ball game. It certainly is a key play to this point.
From the 44, 1st and 10 for Flutie. A throw down the middle is caught near midfield, and the grab is made by tight end Lonnie Johnson. We're still seeing at the left tackle Robert Hicks. John Fina is still out, a stretched muscle. We don't know of his return.
Well, you saw something right there you don't see very often, and that is a quarterback that is considered small, and he is small. But watch right here. Here he is. He's going to drop back, and instead of coming over the top, watch, he's going to drop and throw a sidearm pass. But look at the lane. You see the little throwing lane that was there? That's the knack that a quarterback has. When you're not able to see over people, you slide till you can see around them.
2nd down, long 3, inside Miami territory. Antoine Smith sent chugging up the middle and can only carve out 2 yards. So it'll be 3rd down. This Robert Hicks, who is a rookie and taking the place of the veteran Fina, is 6'7", 345 pounds. He was so big in training camp, they had to sit him down to measure his helmet. to measure his helmet. He's too big. So his helmet is in other words, gigantic.
Well, they could have stood on a chair. They didn't have to make the guy sit down like that and humiliate him.
He's a rookie, and he's big.
He's big, and I like to refer to him as Mr. Hicks. Thank you, sir.
He gets on the scale, and it says, come back when you're alone. 3rd down and 1. Flutie out of the pocket, being chased, and throws a pass, which is caught at the 39-yard line by Eric Moles. He's the leading receiver, but today he's been only a secondary consideration for Flutie, who's gone to Reed most of the time.
Well, he went to him 5 times last week. A little shove right there, and he's coming back. The ball's going to be thrown low. The key to a low throw like that is keep your elbows in, as you saw Eric Moles do right there. That way, when the ball scoops up, it flows back up into your chest, and your elbows keep it from touching back down on the turf.
Moles, a couple rocky years, but this year he has blossomed in full flower.
Former #1 pick.
1st down and 10 from inside the Miami 40. Play action to Smith. There goes Flutie leaping and throwing, and hits Sam Cash, who is drilled by Johnson, stays on his feet, and works to the 30, make it the 23-yard line. Zach Thomas, the tackle. A flag is down after the gain of 17.
Flag was thrown early,
which means Buffalo.
Somebody moved early. Takes away an exciting play, but you could just listen to the reaction of the crowd. That's why Doug Flutie has turned this city on its ear. The little jump pass, and then, of course, Sam Gash making the tremendous run after the catch. The ex-Nittany Lion.
On the offense, number 77 was in the end of the line and did not report as eligible. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
That's the rookie Robert Hicks, that big kid we were talking about out of Mississippi State.
Well, he gets blamed for it, but it wasn't his fault. The wide receiver was off the ball. Therefore, number 77, an illegal, ineligible number, is the last man on the line of scrimmage, so he's penalized. But he really didn't make the mistake. It was Eric Moles who didn't step up to the line. He's got to cover the tackle. In other words, he's got to be the last guy on the line of scrimmage. And if not, you have to have 7 people up. You didn't have but 6. It's illegal procedure.
That's the 3rd penalty on the Buffalo Bills. Dolphins with 2. It's now 1st and 15 for Flutie inside the Miami 45. He's got good time. Here comes the rush, and it's put on him by Bromell, and downfield he throws, incomplete. They love this kid, Lorenzo Bromell, who is a rookie 4th-round pick out of Clemson. They moved up 10 slots in the draft to get him, and at 6'6", he's got some wheels.
You know, talking to Jimmy Johnson last night, we mentioned this earlier, that he likes to move around in that draft. If his guy is not there when he's ready to pick, he'll either move up or down. Now, he usually moves down about 3 or 4 times down to every 1 time he moves up. But if he sees somebody or doesn't think somebody's going to be there at his pick, he'll move up to get him.
And here's a kid that wasn't even invited to the NFL scouting combine. Jimmy Johnson got a tip from a coach at Clemson. They liked him so much there, and he drafted him in the 4th round. 2nd down, 15. Blitz is on. Here comes Armstrong. The pass by Flutie. Leaping catch made by Kevin Williams. A guy who is recruited by Jimmy Johnson to the University of Miami, drafted by Jimmy Johnson to the Dallas Cowboys, and today playing against Jimmy Johnson in Buffalo. He picked up 14 there.
Yeah, Doug Flutie right here. Let me tell you, this guy, his coverage is pretty good. Jerry Wilson's all over him, but he just has plenty of confidence in Kevin Williams, and he also has confidence in the fact that the ball will be thrown in the right area to box out the defender. Kevin Williams did that, big completion, but that was not poor coverage. That was just well execution on the offensive side of the ball.
Williams played last year for the Arizona Cardinals. 3rd down, long one outside the Miami 30. Handoff, Gash trying to sledgehammer his way down to the 29-yard line. He may have picked up the 1st down. Gash only carries for the 6th time this year.
Did you hear the car? I thought somebody dropped a stack of encyclopedias up here or something. They're hit down there.
We reach the 2-minute warning.
Joan London for Claritin.
For years, I tried to deal with seasonal allergies. I took a million different kinds of over-the-counter antihistamines. Had a cupboard filled with allergy medications. They made me feel drowsy. Then my doctor prescribed non-drowsy, once-a-day Claritin. Claritin works for me.
Claritin has a low occurrence of side effects, such as headache, drowsiness, fatigue, and dry mouth.
After I talked to my doctor, I was amazed at how easy it was to control my seasonal allergy symptoms.
Movies have taken us places beyond our imagination. Now you can take those movies to places you never thought possible. Introducing the Silhouette Premier from Oldsmobile, the first minivan with a video entertainment system built right in. It gives motion pictures a whole new meaning. The Silhouette Premier, only from Oldsmobile.
My dad always said, as soon as I get a computer, you'll come out with something better. So to make sure people like Dad have the latest computer, we invented YourWare, technology that grows with you. For just $49.95.
It's in the very name. Earl. This voice is always a hit with the ladies.
On the edge of Halloween, we thought we'd break the divisions down into trick, treat, and scary. The Redskins have yet to win. Philadelphia beat Washington. Cincinnati's won 2, and Carolina's still winless. Carolina beaten last week by Buffalo.
And the treat division is easy there. The undefeateds, Denver, Minnesota. Of course, the two teams we're watching here, they are on top of their ball game. And scary, let me tell you, any of these teams right here, playing them right now, you've got a chance to get whipped. They're playing good football.
Chicago's won 3 of 4. The Jets have had a couple of huge wins. Today they are in Kansas City. The Jets trail first place Miami, as does Buffalo, and as does New England, by 1 game in the AFC Eastern Division.
Chicago really with some heartbreaking losses. That team is playing much better. And here, look right up in here. We can see the Flutie Flakes. These things are the hottest thing. They're only being sold in Buffalo and in Boston. Only 1 to a customer because they're in such demand. And it's basically cereal. The money, of course, going to charity, the Autistic Society, to raise money for research.
1st and 10. Buffalo on the 7th play of the drive. Oh, a great block by Gash. Downfield it goes. Incomplete, looking for tight end Lonnie Johnson. Flutie has had time. He is the least sacked quarterback in the National Football League.
That's because he moves around and going back to decisions. He makes quick decisions, gets rid of the ball, and saves the sack from his offensive lineman.
Coming up in the NASDAQ halftime report, join Jim Nance, Marcus Allen, Brent Jones, and the coach George Seifert for all the scores and highlights. We'll also give you a look at some of the NFL players and what they did over the last weekend to make Halloween special for a bunch of kids. NASDAQ halftime coming up next. 2nd down and 10 from the 29. Flutie with the handoff. There's a block by Gash. Antoine Smith rumbling. He's got a first down at the 16-yard line of Miami. Tackled by Terrell Buckley. It's a gain of 13.
And let me tell you, Terrell Buckley does the right thing. Terrell Buckley weighs 180 pounds. Sam Gash, I'm guessing, weighs somewhere in that 250 range, right at the end. He's going to go high. You don't go low on a guy like that unless you just take his legs out. If you're going to go high, reach up high and pull down. Let your weight pull him on down.
That's a big body to pull down. 6'2", 224. Buffalo's got all 3 timeouts, yet they let the clock run here.
They've got the timeout. They've got time right now to let this one work its way on down. They're tied it up in the red zone.
Thurman Thomas in the backfield. From the 16, Flutie going to the end zone. He's got a receiver. Reamer's not. His 2nd touchdown catch today from Flutie.
Flutie is magic. He gets pressure. He lays the ball up where it's either incomplete or a great catch. And Jay Reimersma makes the great catch. One hand.
Christie ties the game at 14. Flutie with 2 touchdown passes. What a shootout in Buffalo.
Here at VMI, we were asked to try the new Norelco Advantage for 21 days. That was cool.
Came out and told you this would be one of the best games, not only in the AFC, but in the NFL today, and it's living up to its reputation. A couple of old gunslingers, 36-year-old Doug Flutie, and on the other side, 37-year-old Dan Marino. What a great game. We're tied at 14 with 1:02 to play in the first half.
And what's fun to watch here is these are good plays being made by both sides of the ball. It's not sloppy plays, not mistakes, not due to injuries, any of that. Two top football teams playing as well as they played all year. That time, Doug Flutie dropped back. There was quick pressure from a very quick Miami Dolphin defense. It's been averaging, giving up only 11.3 points a ball game. Here in the first half, they've already given up 14. He let the ball go in one spot. He just threw it to an area there. And then Jay Reimersma made the great catch with one hand.
Christie will kick off. What a great, we're in Western New York where it's a perfect fall day. Two excellent teams. Wonderful quarterbacks. Avery inside the 5. A block by Pritchett. A block by Marion. And there he goes. The rookie Avery up by the 40 to the 43. A 40-yard return tackled by Gabe Northern.
You know when you've got a good football game is when you watch things going on away from the football. The ball players that are blocking on the backside, seeing who's watching to see if they can get in front of John Avery in that case to make a big block down the field. And of course Avery, the elusive, Jimmy Johnson said, we asked him who the fastest guy was. He said Avery. He said, who's the quickest? Avery.
No hesitation.
None.
This is the best beginning field position for the Dolphins today. They're working with 2 timeouts, and they're at their own 43, and Marino will shift into the gun. With time outside, throwing to Bernie Parmalee, and he's upended at the 47-yard line and tackled on the play by linebacker Marlo Perry and cornerback Thomas Smith. NASDAQ halftime on deck. Jim Nance, Marcus Allen, Brent Jones, George Seifert with scores and highlights from today. The NASDAQ halftime next. Second down and 5. It's a handoff. And Bernie Parmalee, who was the man in the backfield for the Dolphins for so many years. They tried to put Jarvis McPhail back there, Irving Spikes, and now they finally have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar getting the majority of the carries for Coach Jimmy Johnson. Timeout, Miami.
One timeout left. He's got to be conscious of that now. That means you work the outside. First they've got to do is make this first down on 3rd and a yard and a half.
Gadsden at the bottom of your screen. Marino fires a pass, ricochets off the palms of wide receiver O.J. McDuffie, his leading receiver, and a guy that Marino has been throwing to for the last 6 years.
Just a little bit high. Dan had to put it there. Couldn't afford any chance of a turnover here in a tight ball game with just 20 seconds left.
Now it's 4th down with a couple to go, and no gambling here by Jimmy Johnson like we saw earlier in the first half on 4th and inches. He couldn't give it, and then he had to give it up on his own 34.
Well, he took his chances, backed up on the road early in the ball game, something I wouldn't have done. But he had confidence that, A, his team could make it. If they didn't, that the defense would stop it. But the Bills were up to it. They scored the touchdown off that turnover.
Wilmsmeyer with another punt. His second straight after the second consecutive 3-and-out. Kevin Williams with the fair catch. 26-yard punt by Klaus Wilmsmeyer, who sat out last year after playing a couple years with New Orleans and a couple years with San Francisco. Well, this Tuesday on Jam, a Marine kills a terrorist prisoner. Was it a lone gunman or part of a conspiracy? Don't miss Jam. An all-new episode, Tuesdays on CBS. You saw 2 dogs fighting up in the sky.
Dog fights and action. That's what you get. Good show. And Buffalo is not going to continue the good show we've got here today. They're going to just sit this one down and go in at halftime and talk about it.
Well, we have seen a terrific first half. A touchdown run by Abdul-Jabbar, a touchdown pass by Marino. Buffalo has gotten 2 touchdown passes to their tight end, Jay Reimersma. And we're tied at 14 apiece at halftime. Jimmy Johnson came into this weekend leading the AFC East by a single game over Buffalo, New England, and the New York Jets, having won 2 consecutive games. And Wade Phillips brought his Buffalo Bills in, having won 4 consecutive games with the #1 team in the giveaway takeaway. But there's been an interception in that first half already. Flutie throwing a pick to Terrell Buckley.
You know, as we look at the standings right here, when we talked to both teams last night, you get a feeling about the confidence that the players have for the next day's game. Both teams felt like they were going to win, and both teams, of course, coming in with good records. If Buffalo wins this ball game, they'll be tied for first in the AFC East standings with Miami. No worse than that. But this is two football teams now that both believe, A, in their quarterbacks, B, in the systems that they've got going. And really and truly, two of the better football teams at this stage of the season playing in the National Football League.
And remember, coming in, Miami's defense had truly been the story. They had not allowed a touchdown in 2 games, 8 quarters, coming into today. The Buffalo has changed everything with Doug Flutie, the $250,000 quarterback compared with the $25 million quarterback Rob Johnson. Johnson was slated to begin as the starter, but injuries, rib-cage injury right now, has sent him on the shelf. Flutie has come in and led this team to 2 consecutive wins.
So, you know, when they first signed Flutie, he thought he would have a chance to compete for the starting job. And then after they signed Johnson, still thought he would have a chance to compete. But after that first minicamp, he saw that Johnson was going to be the guy. And now he's saying to us, when Johnson's healthy, he'll be the guy again.
Stay tuned for the NASDAQ halftime. Coming up in a few moments as Miami and Buffalo are tied at 14 apiece. Bills coming off a 30-14 win last Sunday night against Carolina. It was a career game for Flutie. And Miami beating New England in overtime 12-9. Here at halftime, we're tied at 14. The NASDAQ halftime report up next after this message and a word from your local CBS station.
Monday. CBS Sports presentation of the NASDAQ halftime report is sponsored by the NASDAQ stock market.
Buffalo down there.
All right, hi everybody. Welcome back to our CBS Broadcast Center in New York. The NASDAQ halftime report. Jim Nantz with you, and at the half. Got a couple of audiences in here right now. Miami and Buffalo. This is a thrilling game. Flutie with 2 touchdown passes, and the game is tied 14-all. Now, also right now, we've got the Pittsburgh and Tennessee audience, but let's first talk about this Miami game, 14-all here, Coach.
The thing that's pretty exciting is to watch Doug Flutie moving the team up and down the field. And the other exciting thing is, gosh, Miami scored 14 points in the first half. They've scored 2 touchdowns.
Actually throwing the ball. Rondé Godson. He's so excited from the Arena Football League, he didn't have to run down on the kickoff.
And this comes after Marcus burned him in the NFL today, okay? Let's show you what else is happening in the NFL today. Right now, the scores. The Broncos, how about this, folks? A shocker. Cincinnati leads 12-6 at halftime. And there's Gary Kubiak, the offensive coordinator. Some say he'll be the Cleveland head coach next year, talking to John Elway, who has been shut down in the first half. But it's right here, O'Donnell.
Tony McGee going down one-on-one with Bill Romanowski. That's a mismatch. He's got a little bit better speed than Romanowski.
Corey Dillon had over 80 yards rushing in the first half, but coughs it up inside the 5. Coslett was furious, and rightfully so, but his team would come back and take the lead in the final minute of the first half. O'Donnell to Gibson. They missed the extra point, but huge underdogs today, but leading. Remember the last time they were at home, they beat Pittsburgh. So Cincinnati and a shocker at this point. Elsewhere, New England and the Colts, and Manning looked very strong in that first half, but so did Bledsoe. Pete Carroll's team, he's got to get this team going after back-to-back losses. And it's Bledsoe to Ben Coates for a touchdown.
Great play fake there to Robert Edwards. It sets up that pass, and then we come back right with the Colts doing the same thing. Manning throwing to his back out on a play pass.
And Robert Edwards, the rookie from Georgia, in the end zone, it seems like every week. That's a good game out there in Indianapolis, and a lead there for the Patriots at halftime. All right, Minnesota in trouble today, perhaps. Tampa's undefeated at home, and Warwick Dunn has rushed for 80 yards on 8 carries in that first half. Arizona, well, taking advantage of the Lions' Charlie Batch 3 interceptions. Jacksonville, 42 points first half. That's the highest total in the league this season. Oilers over the Steelers, and Eddie George, when he runs free, it frees up McNair as well. And there you see the 2 touchdown passes and the lead. Giants, well, they beat the Redskins week 1, but today it's Washington in front. Trent Green, a touchdown run, touchdown pass as well. Rams, look at these numbers. Falcons, 251 yards rushing, or total yards in the first half. Rams only 54. And the Panthers, well, they're not facing their old teammate Kerry Collins to this point. Billy Joe Tolliver started for the Saints at quarterback. He was picked off, and it was returned for a touchdown by Eric Davis. And perhaps Carolina will get its first win of the season. All right. We'll be back with more on the NASDAQ halftime report in just a moment.
Becker on tabloid TV shows.
White trash is the only natural resource this country will never run out of.
Becker on weight loss.
I want you to remember this one word. Salad.
Becker on Neighbors.
Hey, foreign guy, just finish killing your cat and go to sleep.
It's Ted Danson.
Turn it off or I call immigration.
Like you've never seen him before.
I'm doctor supposed to be nice? Bite me.
Becker premieres right after Raymond, CBS Monday.
We're on a bus with no brakes. Ping on a one-way trip and no yielding, non-stopping. Sweat drops like get gasoline dripping. Oh my goodness. We're on a bus with no brakes. Mama, both hands on the horn, both feet on the gas. Don't blink. The bus is already gone, like a bus with no brakes. 2-2, yeah, beep beep. 2-2, yeah, beep beep.
Buffalo, New York, a dynamic city on the shores of Lake Erie, a city where you can enjoy great entertainment, the arts, and of course, football. As the gateway to Niagara, Buffalo welcomes more than 6 million visitors each year. Our binational location and growing technologies make this a great place to live, work, and visit. But most of all, Buffalo is a city for all seasons: winter, spring, summer, and Bills season. Furnished by the National Football League, the Buffalo Bills, the Greater Buffalo Convention and Visitors Bureau, and the IACVB.
CBS Sports presentation of the NASDAQ Halftime Report is sponsored by the NASDAQ Stock Market.
Welcome back to our New York studio, the NASDAQ Halftime Report. Now, this week, Halloween was marked by much more than just a few scares and pranks. NFL players and coaches across the country celebrated with their families, as well as with children from their local communities.
As the moon rose, a sight not for the meek, we saw what the players were up to last week. The Jacksonville Jags were doing okay, celebrating Halloween in their own special way. At their team party, a good time was had, dressed as princesses and pirates, and even as Dad. The Eagles brought the spirit of Halloween to these kids in the hospital as they arrived on the scene, playing board games and painting and bringing some cheer to their friends who couldn't go out trick-or-treating this year. In Oakland, the Raiders and friends were a sight, wearing costumes so scary they gave us a fright. With candy and cookies, they partied away as the local fans stopped by on this harrowing day. The Halloween night for these kids was complete, and the trick was these players were truly a treat.
And we hope you had a happy Halloween as well. Thanks for watching the NASDAQ Halftime Report. We'll get you back out to the second half. What a great first half that was up in Buffalo. We'll continue on CBS in just a moment.
CBS Sports presentation of the NASDAQ Halftime Report is sponsored by the NASDAQ Stock Market.
For great NFL action, the address is CBS.
Why shop the department stores when S&K has thousands of suits on sale? Right now, you can take home 2 S&K suits for less than you'd expect to pay for 1 department store suit. And you get 2 for under $200. So pick up your next double play at S&K.
I am the beer god. Many of you have bought Honey Brown Lager. This is good. You will be rewarded with many children. Your grass will grow greener, and there will be many mules in your barn. Buy more! The beer god has spoken.
What's your idea of the perfect minivan? Is it the most luxurious? One with a leather-trimmed and preferred suede interior, heated front seats, and dual-zone temperature control? Or is it America's lowest-priced minivan that still includes features like easy-out roller seats and air conditioning? There's only one place to choose from the complete selection of award-winning minivans. Your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer. Now get up to $1,000 cash allowance on select Chrysler and Plymouth minivans.
People you want around, just in case. A Gannett newspaper endorses independent candidate Tom Golisano for governor. Golisano offers sensible ideas for education, health care, and criminal justice. Let's hire an independent governor, Tom Golisano.
Paid for by the Tom Golisano for Governor Committee.
On Postals at 5, 6, and 11, only on News 4.
Bills Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. Just a short little drive from downtown Buffalo on a crisp autumn afternoon with Sam Weich, Kevin Harlan. We begin the second half with a tie game and first place at stake in the AFC East.
Quality football being played. You know, you can tell a game is being well played by third downs. High percentage of conversions, quarterbacks high percentage of completions of their passes. Solid defense as well.
Avery from the 9 for Miami. A lead block from Marion and Pritchett. And there goes Avery running outside and still on his feet, staggering to the 28-yard line. And eventually tackled by Ray Jackson. And through 30 minutes of football, here are the numbers in the first half from Bills Stadium.
Really pretty even. There's a turnover difference of only 1 right there, but there's really another turnover in the 4th down and inches that was not made by Miami. That's in effect a turnover because he gave up such good field position.
Doug Flutie in the first half, 10 of 17. Dan Marino, 10 of 15. 2 touchdowns by Flutie, 1 touchdown pass by Marino. Each quarterback has hit 6 different receivers. What a first half from the 29-yard line. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar bouncing outside, weaving his way, and he's out to the 38-yard line before he is tackled by rookie Sam Cowart. It's a gain of 9 on first down.
And there again, and Abdul-Jabbar looks like his right shoulder's bothering him a little bit. 3-4 defense. They're mixing it up on defense. Speed. Sam Cowart is the only one that can catch him. Good bounce. Made a miss right there. That was number 27, Ken Irvin. And then from the inside, Sam Cowart coming. Look at the bounce outside. Good blocking up front. The miss. And here comes the pursuit. A lot of Bills coming.
36 yards and 11 carries so far for Abdul-Jabbar. The pitch out once again. Cutting inside. Got a block from Donnelly and picks up a quick 5 and a first down. Phil Hansen makes the tackle for the Bills.
Key to that play is that the running back lines up deep. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The ball is pitched, which usually indicates an outside play, but then he cuts straight back up the field. The blocking's designed to come back up, straight ahead, maybe even cut back. It's almost like a handoff. 41 yards for Abdul-Jabbar so far today.
The former Sharman Shaw, who is a legend high school player in Los Angeles, went to UCLA. And was a 3rd-round pick 3 years ago. It is a first down from the 42. Marino with a block from Dixon and throws a pass up to the 47-yard line for a gain of 4 to tight end Troy Drayton.
I expected really to see more of the tight end. We've seen a good bit of it right here, but this press on outs, when I say press, tight bump and run coverage by the corners on all the wide receivers. And the tight ends then become the logical receiver because they're covered by either safeties or linebackers on occasion, and the throw is so short.
Marino has not thrown a pick today. He's only been sacked 1 time. 2nd down, 6 from the 47. Abdul-Jabbar again. Good block by Pritchett and a first down dive by Abdul-Jabbar. And Pritchett, a wonderful blocking back, who Jimmy Johnson compares a little bit to Daryl Johnston in his early days in Dallas, opened the hole right there. Number 36, Pritchett.
Well, it's playing right into what Jimmy Johnson wants to feature here, and that's just the running game. Solid running game, not emphasizing or not relying on the pass to move the football, but a nice balance. Jimmy Johnson said, you know, I've got the headset on right here. You can see that headset on. He's listening to what's going on. Kippy Brown, the offensive coordinator, is upstairs. He'll make suggestions, but he's not involved in the play calling per se. He'll make the decisions. That was a first down. As to whether to go for it or not, that's Kippy Brown. Kippy was my coach, running back coach, when I was in Tampa Bay, was the assistant head coach at the University of Tennessee under Coach Fulmer there before he came to Tampa. Top coach.
Taking the place of Gary Stevens after 162 yards in the playoff game against New England last year. They said we're going to jump the offense. They fired the longtime assistant Gary Stevens. Johnson said, I want to run the ball, and Kippy Brown, you're going to orchestrate it. It's 1st and 10 from the 47. And the handoff to Abdul-Jabbar with the lead block from James Brown. About a yard on the play. Sean Price closes the door. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Here's a comparison of Doug Flutie and Dan Marino today. Both of them having top days, 10 for 15, 10 for 17. Good yardage, 113, 115. You know what's nice about a day like that? Those aren't giant numbers. They're productive numbers. 3rd down numbers. When you had to keep the drives going, they made the plays.
Good point. 2nd down 9 for Marino. Tied at 14 with Buffalo. Play action to Abdul-Jabbar. He throws to his angular tight end. And it is a catch on the play by Ed Perry. And he should have picked up a first down on the play.
Tackle by Manny Martin, who's replacing Kurt Schultz, who's been out. This is the third straight week. Dan is going to fake to the left. See the ball extended? We talked about that earlier in the ballgame, how the flow of the linebackers, and then he rolls to his right. Much easier for a quarterback to go to the right if he's a right-hander. And then Manny Martin coming from the inside to make the tackle.
The spot wasn't to Miami's liking, so it is short by about a yard. We'll call it 3rd down and 1 on the 7th play of the Miami drive. Handoff. Abdul-Jabbar, huge hole, and there he goes. A great block by the wide receiver. There was an incredible block by Oronde Gadsden, which opened up a 30-yard run for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I tell you, Oronde Gadsden's done a lot today. He made some terrific catches, but this kind of a play is unselfish down the field. There's the handoff, 3rd and short. Now watch the cutback. He's got the first down. Now he can make the gambling run down the field. First thing you do is make the first. There was the block you saw by Gadsden. Now he takes off down the field, and he can weave down the field. But the first rule is get the first 1.5 yards for the first down.
That is a career-long run by Abdul-Jabbar. Avery in the backfield. Avery gets the call. Avery plowing his way to the line. Sam Coward makes the tackle. It'll be 2nd down.
I'll tell you something, Kevin. This looks like a football team that can run the football. Ruddy, Donnelly, and Brown on the right side just getting movement. Look at the offense pushing the defensive line and linebackers all the way back to the linebackers. The entire movement of the line of scrimmage moved into the defensive side of the Buffalo Bills. Jimmy Johnson happy about this. Now, see those folded arms right there? That's contentment right there.
And his offense playing great. 3rd and goal. Make it 2nd down and goal as Avery dives and is airborne for the touchdown. His first rushing touchdown as a Miami Dolphin.
Up and over the top. We used to, when I was coaching, I'd have guys try out, see who could jump the highest and still gain ground as he jumped. At the end of this play right here, right after the terrific play, good movement by the line, and also no hands going up. No linebackers are able to scrape in there and make the hit. Normally, defensively, you try to time a play like that with your linebackers. Your defensive lineman can't make that play. After it was over with, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, first one to congratulate him on the sideline.
Orlando Mare. Seesaw battle. Avery with a touchdown lead, and it's the Dolphins in Marino by 7.
All right, captains, we're going to have a coin toss now. There's a team, we'll call it in the air. We want a good, clean game. We're all professionals here. Does anyone have change for $1?